Radiant team pick.
Gyrocopter!
Faceless Void.
Radiant team pick.
The Undying waits.
Radiant team ban.
Alright, hello and welcome back to the Shanghai Major Qualifiers. I'm Android and I'm being joined once again by my co-caster. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey Android, I'm Chicago Ted, joining you guys here for this match. It's going to be an interesting game, I think. Both of these teams, I don't think I've seen them play in a long period of time, but not today. I watched them play quite a bit back, I think Canada Cup was the last time they played, maybe? But in the end, they're both really powerful teams, and you know, it should be a fantastic game.
Yeah, absolutely. You're definitely the resident Not Today expert here. I've seen the names, I've casted the games, but you have definitely followed them up from the very beginning. Power of Friendship, though. We've got some familiar names. We've got Snake King, we've got Ush, we've got MJW, so this is going to be pretty interesting. Starting off with the draft, what do you think about this Not Today Void pick? I'm starting to see him picked up more and more as we get deeper into the qualifiers, and I mean, it seems funny. He's not run in the traditional way that I usually see a Void.
He's a hero that I think a lot of people are just starting to get a little comfortable with. The main point of the hero is that he's been changed quite a bit. I mean, he only got one small rework, I think. Okay, not one small rework, a big rework, but it makes the hero play quite differently. He's more of a
reserve time.
Deceptively tanky core than you would normally see a Void be, and it takes a little bit more skill to know when you got to use his timings a bit, but he can definitely just completely turn a team fight around with a couple of good uses of his spells, and versus someone like Undying, something like Time Dilation ends up becoming a big problem because Undying relies on being able to cast spell after spell, tank himself up while making the enemy not able to resist, and it's going to be interesting to see how it's played, but given a bit of farm and some tender love and care, I'm pretty sure this Faceless Void can dominate, and now you've got a classic combo with the Skywrath Mage.
Yeah, there's so much damage coming up from that. And you mentioned Void being deceptively tanky. You know, I wouldn't even go in with the tankiness once he gets the poor man's shield. Yeah, it's harder to hit him, but he is deceptively slippery right there with the Time Walk, just being able to dodge out all the damage left and right. It's absolutely ridiculous that spell is on such a short cooldown. I'm thinking maybe we'll see that patched out in a little bit, because it is just so hard to initiate on that guy unless you've got crazy amounts of burst.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and there's a lot of bursts coming from both teams right now, which is kind of scary for the two cores that we see. The Gyrocopter might have a little bit of trouble dealing with the potential for the full Chronosphere plus the Mystic Flare, but the Power of Friendship, I don't think they're going to leave him. Like, they're going to be definitely show the Power of Friendship in this game. They're not going to leave him to die, and if we can get a fast Guardian Greaves out on the Darkseer, which is something he definitely can do, it could be a bit of an issue, but one thing is for sure, we're definitely going to need to see either the Guardian Greaves or just a straight mech, but we might also have to see something like a pipe to stop the Skywrath Mage from having any impact in the early game.
I think a pipe is definitely in order here. I think that'd be a great M for the Darkseer to pick up and keep his team alive, and not today. They've got the Death Prophet and the Skywrath Mage, both of those just, like you mentioned, super heavy magic dealers. They're just spamming out spells left and right, and I mean, Gyro, he's a natural BKB builder, but a pipe's going to protect the rest of the lineup on Power of Friendship.
And that's an interesting pick coming out from Not Today right here. I mean, they're going along with this whole bursty lineup that, honestly, it's got a lot of carry and late game potential that Gyrocopter is going to struggle massively against. The issue is going to be the Undying and the Gyrocopter, once again, I mean the Undying more so, needs to be able to spam his spells to keep the Gyro and keep himself alive through all this, and if you keep him from being able to cast those spells, it's going to be trouble. So right now I'm really liking Not Today's draft a lot more so than the power of
Dire
friendships.
team
It just
ban.
doesn't seem like the power of friendships is melds together too well. You've got the classic vacuum and call down combo, but aside from that, there's not too much too much else to synergize. And even the Lion, he's a strong pickup. He's really versatile
10
and
seconds
well-rounded.
remaining.
He's has so many sources of incoming damage, too
5
many
seconds
targets that he's going to
remaining.
have to focus on either hexing or stunning that he's going to feel a little bit overwhelmed in this game, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I like not today's lineup,
Radiant
but I do
team
think their
ban.
weakness is that, aside from the Void, they're going to be pretty much all magic damage. Queen of Pain, she's great, and it looks like she's probably going to be put in the safe lane position, if I were to guess, and that's awesome, and she can definitely carry hard in the early game, but once Gyro gets up a
10
BKB, once
seconds
Darkseer
remaining.
gets up a pipe or some sort of magic resistance for himself, Undying naturally
5
tanky anyway,
seconds
and
remaining.
Power of Friendship still got a pick left. I think, not today, they're going to be relying a little too heavily on magic damage. They
Reserve
don't really
time.
have a right clicker if Faceless Void's gonna go the true off lane kind of not so hard carry build.
Well, I mean, the Sonic Wave is pure damage, so it doesn't hurt that bad to have all any magical resistance being built, but you're absolutely right. Something like the Scream of Pain, the Shadow Strike are very reliant on the magical damage. But I actually, to counter that, I really like what they're doing, spreading out some of their damage. They do have heavy reliance on the magical from the Skywrath Mage, but Death Prophet's ultimate
10
is
seconds
physical.
remaining.
So the fact that if you do have, that's why I said you need either the pipe,
5
or you need
seconds
both the
remaining.
pipe and the mechanism, is because you need armor and you need magic resistance. You can't prioritize one over the other this game, and you're right. They will have to start to think about who's going to be dealing their right click, like their straight auto attack damage, but I think Faceless Void might be able to transition pretty well into that role if he is going off lane. I still don't know if he's going safe or not. I can't quite tell from this draft, but for the moment, they are spreading out a little pretty decently. In Power of Friendship, they've got a decent amount of tank, but keeping the Gyrocopter alive, it's going to be the name of the game. And even if he does build tank, his damage is going to be way too low to deal with the Death Prophet Faceless Void.
I completely agree. I just want to point out, in the qualifier games I've seen so far, I have seen Void picked up, I want to say 2 or 3 times, mostly in the SEA region. He is put in the offlane position, and he does go for
there we
more
go.
of a, oh, there's the right clicker. All right, I am loving not today's draft, but back
That
to the Void
answers.
point, he usually, the games I've seen him, he plays more of a softer carry position, mostly just going with the Chrono to set up the team fights, having an Aghanim Scepter, and not the traditional Void items that we think of when we think of a big, beefy, right-clicky Void.
Well, I mean, those traditional Void items, too, are long in the histories past. I mean, we're talking
10
pre-TI3 Void when we think of that, because Faceless Void has been run in
5
that
seconds
position for
remaining.
quite a while now, and he saw a bit of weakness after TI4. I don't know if he got nerfed or not, but he
Reserve
definitely
time.
did not get picked up at all. And now that he's coming back, I think it's all due to them playing around with the reworks that he's had done and figuring that he's a lot more viable now. But that answers my question with the Phantom Lancer pickup. That is definitely going to be a carry PL, and they'll throw that Faceless into the off lane, but is this going to... I'm having trouble here. The only reason I'm having trouble is what are they going to do with the Death Prophet and the Queen of Pain? Is this going to be... I don't want to say it's a support. Death. Is it a support quap? That feels like a really bad use. I mean, if it's an off lane, dual lane support quap, it'd be decent, but you've got to get experience on this hero. Like, you cannot let her sit around at level 2, level 3 at 7 minutes into the game, or she's going to be useless.
Yeah, you're right. I think not today. They want to go with a pretty early game lineup. Spare the Phantom Lancer, who, I mean, that guy, he's just kind of insane. But,
Yeah.
I mean, they have pretty early aggression with the Queen of Pain, with the Skywrath Mage, the Death Prophet. When she gets sick, she's going to start hitting. So, without further ado, you get to introduce your boys, not today.
Will do with pleasure. We've got Ben Haz playing the Phantom Lancer. Jerry's going to be picking up that Skywrath Mage with Leo style. One of my favorite mids on the Death Prophet. Looking at Goody, the man, the myth, the legend on the Queen of Pain. And finally, DDX, going to be picking up the new Faceless Void.
All right, let's get to see the action. And now here on the side of Power of Friendship, here in the bot lane, we've got Mario on the Undying. Looks like we're going to see Snaking playing this carry Gyrocopter. Pink Panda on the mid Dragon Knight. Here we've got Lion being picked up by Ush. And here in the top lane, finally, we've got MJW on the Darkseer.
30 seconds.
And Power of
to
Friendship
battle.
is a hero that a team that I have not seen play at all. I've heard of the team and I've heard of the players. Of course, we've all heard of the players, but given how many games the team has played, at least I'm looking at some of their past history, and I only see 3 games on Dota Buff in any sort of league format. So there's not a lot to go off with this team, and honestly, I think just on paper, Not Today have a fantastic lineup. They've got a good draft, and they should be able to take this one, but I'm excited to see what the Power of Friendship have to pull out here.
Well, in terms of runes, we're going 1-1 either way. Death Prophet is going to be that mid-hero. She does snap up the rune for the Dire team, and Duty going to be heading down there, popping a very aggressive sentry ward. Is that... how much
Yeah, this is
that for?
necessary. If you're a ranged core, ranged mid, you definitely need it to make sure they don't have any wards to counter you up on the high ground, because this is a melee mid that she's going up against. She can easily punish and harass as long as they don't have vision and as long as they don't have that sort of advantage that it gives. So putting down that sentry means they cannot have a mid vision or mid observer ward, and will keep the lane pretty much either at equilibrium or well within favor of Leo style.
Yeah, well, we did miss some aggression here in the top lane as Darkseer forced to TP back and does make it out just fine, but that's going to be some desperate experience that he is needing.
Yeah, there's a lot of magical damage they can throw out between Spirit Lance, which I guess isn't all that much at level 1. We're looking at, what, 100 damage? It's sizable, but not fantastic. And same thing with Arcane Bolt. It's not a huge amount, but it still hurts. So you've got to be incredibly careful if you're a Darkseer not to take that without getting any sort of trade in return. And, I mean, he's a melee hero. What's he going to do to a Skywrath Mage? So for right now, I don't think it's too surprising they had to TP back, but... bottom lane, it looks like DDX could be in a little trouble. Nah, he's fine.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be okay no matter what happens right now. He's, why can't I click on other things? Oh no, do I have your camera bug?
No! I swear I did not press the camera.
Who are you looking at right now?
I'm Darkseer.
Yeah, I have your camera bug. I can
Oh,
control my
boy.
camera, but you have to control who I click on.
Alright, well, hopefully I'll keep active about that. I have a really bad habit of staying on one hero for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, just whoever I talk about, switch on to them. Oh, that's disappointing. Alright, just reborn things. We are going to see the Void in the bottom lane. He does have some regeneration. What's he skilling? He does have 1 point in that time walk, so very survivable in lane. And here in the top lane, Darkseer having a little bit of a tough time. This is regen
but
looking at.
I mean, I don't think... I really like the fact that Goody's rotating here, but he's still level 2 right now, and this is kind of worrying me. If he follows along the same path right now, he's in a tri-lane, he's not going to be getting much experience, and once again, I really feel like this hero desperately needs that experience that he's going to have a lot of trouble getting up here.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. I want to see items. I have to go into the item bar if I want to do that.
Oh, who do you want to look at?
No, I like clicking around. I'm kind of ADD when it comes to that. But anyway, we are going to see Dragonite in the mid lane. He's doing pretty well for his last hits, considering he's up against a ranged hero with a lot of harass. Death Prophet able to obviously go in, spam her spells, and keep the Dragonite back, but he's doing just fine here.
Yeah, this is, I mean, it's a Dragonite. All he's got to do is skill up a point in his... Oh, yep.
Yeah, Void's just fine. That time walk is so damn broken.
Broken is definitely a word to describe it. It's new, and a lot of people have no idea how to really play against it. But it's still a 24-second cooldown at level 1, so that means DDX has to play really far back. But going back to this mid lane, I mean, you're a Dragonite. All you gotta do is put 1 point into your E, and then max the rest into Breathe Fire, and then get your bottle out, bottle crow it out, and just continue spamming the wave like you see him doing. And even Death Prophet, who ends up being a fantastic counter to most melee mids because of her Spirit Siphon and how it got a little bit of buff recently, it's tough to get up close and personal to a Dragonite because his stun is I don't know if it still is, but it's like the longest single target stun in the game. That's not a skill shot. So the Dragon Tail, it makes it so the Death Prophet can't just run at him and expect to get the kill. He can turn around, stun, and then walk away, and with a lot of time to spare.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking kind of tough for, I mean, in terms of laning phase, I mean, where's the kill potential going to come from? There's obviously Gyrocopter, he's good at killing, but Faceless Void, he can just backtrack, or not backtrack, time walk away, all the damage. Up in this top lane, Darkseer, he's been great buying his TPs. Oh, looks like he could be some trouble now, though. Surging away, Arcane Bolt coming at him, but he's going to be alright.
Well, I can give you a scenario on how they kill the Darkseer top, though it's not very viable. You get a Helm of the Dominator on the Phantom Lancer, wait until you get the Banisher, the creep from the Satyr camp, and go and purge him when he tries to do that, running away. Like, that's the only way you kill the Darkseer, unless he stands in lane and gets harassed to hell. But he's got a decent amount of regen, should have a Soul Ring out pretty soon. Bottom lane, the kill comes from DDX getting out of position, which he hasn't been doing much at all. You see Undying's been walking around and trying to flank him off, but it still hasn't really been enough. And even though he's low, yeah, he's away, he's alive. That's the big thing here. So there's honestly very little to no kill potential in any of the lanes. It's all going to rely on how well Goody's able to rotate, and even killing this mid lane, which is something a Queen of Pain is notoriously good at against a Dragon Knight with a slow. It's still incredibly difficult because of that stun. So I honestly don't see a kill happening within the next 2 or 3 minutes unless someone gets out of position really poorly and pays for it.
Yeah, take a look at Death Prophet's items. Did she have a DD in her bottle? She does. So if she wanted to go for this, she could. She does have the Queen of Pain on the backlines, wanting to go in. What level is Co-op right now? She is 3, so definitely that rotating Co-op you mentioned. She's not going to have... Oh, there it is! Bottom lane caught the end of that. Snaking getting first blood onto DDX, not able to time walk that one away.
Color me wrong. I mean, time walk, was it on cooldown? It was. That's kind of what happens. I want to get an idea for what he was planning there, because when the time walk's on cooldown, you don't get close to the creep wave. You don't get anywhere near it, and as far as I know, they didn't have any invis runes or anything to set up a stun out of surprise. So huge misplay on DDX's part, and it looks like Power of Friendship are going to go in for an easy free push on this bottom tier 1, and by all means they should get it.
Alright, I have just been given a pro tip from Zyari himself. This is the first pro match that Ush has ever played on Lion.
Oh. Well,
so
that is
apparently
a
not
fantastic...
one of his typical heroes, although Lion could be going in. Looks like he is going to get this done. He's going to connect on Jerry. Now Snake King going in. Rocket Barrage is down, and Pink Panda securing an easy kill. Goes the way of Snake King there, so helping him out even more with his items. And Void, he is scared, walking back through the trees, to even time walking to get back to his tower. But in the mid lane, there's going to be equal aggression traded. Does Death Prophet have her ult up? Looks like that is not going to be skilled at level 7. A little bit of a question mark there, but I'm not sure she can secure the tower either way. As we are going to see Mario going in. Does use the decay there, and nope, looks like just going to be a clean back here from the Dire. They lose a tower. They lose a hero. That is not ideal.
Yeah, so this is where the strength comes and Power of Friendship's lineup. They did draft for a pretty early game lineup with the Dragon Knight and the Gyrocopter. Even though they scale pretty well, the Gyro can just sit in lane and push when he needs to, but then the DK comes in and you've got free towers left and right with a very nice stun that I've constantly talked about because it is a fantastic ability. So it's really hard to defend against pushes like this until you're pretty far ahead, and the fact that DDX had died before in that lane, it just cuts off a lot of the incoming farm, incoming experience that this NoT today is getting, and it's going to cripple them a little bit, though I think they can bounce back easily from that point. That Leo Style didn't get an ultimate was probably because he didn't expect the Dragon Knight to ever leave the lane or someone to be there to prevent him from straight pushing. If he had it, he may have been able to get that tower, but hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah, want to know something funny and horrible?
What's that?
Thanks to Reborn Bugs, you are now cameraman. So in Dota TV, enjoy watching Ted's camera.
Well, I mean, I've been practicing camera this entire time, so it's actually not bad. I'm not like edge panning. I'm actually smooth dragging and all that.
No, you're doing fine. I just looked over on the Moonduck stream, our channel to go on, I believe, and it is not my camera.
Maybe I should be a little bit better then. Even though I'm practicing, I'm pretty okay. Well, on that note, we're sitting 2-0 for Power of Friendship. Not today. I had a lot of faith in them at first, but it's looking like the Power of Friendship, they've been playing their draft a lot better, and I still won't lose faith in Not Today because I did say that they do scale a lot better, and their team kind of goes around these ultimates that, well, I mean, do they have all of them yet? No, Faceless Void's still level 5, so...
Ooh, smoke in from the Radiant, wanting this mid lane. Are they going to try to go and wrap around onto Goody? I think that's definitely a possibility here. They're going up, going onto this high ground towards the mid lane. Are they going to go up there? We go into the dire jungle. What's their path here? I'm not quite sure who they're going to find. Do they think Void's in the jungle, or...?
They might find a retreating Not Today team. I mean, we've got Ben Haz and Jerry making their move into the jungle, but...
No, they're going into the mid. They're going to find Leo style. Are they going to be able to go in? Tombstone down. Only one zombie procs, and now Queen of Pain blinks to safety. A little bit of a whiffed initiation here, but they're going for the tower. Dire Fortify being used, but Dragon Form, we've still got time on that, and that's going to be, the dead mid.
Yeah, so zone them out, get the tower. It's good enough for them. If you don't get a kill, you really, this is an objective
top
game. And
lane
top
here,
lane,
we're going to see Darkseer trying to TP away. It looks like he will get away. That's the second time he has skirted death with a TP up there. It looks like they just need a little more lockdown. I guess a weakness of the Skywrath and the PL, they've got no stun.
yeah, and the PL, he's really got to keep this farming up as fast as possible. Like, that kill would have set him pretty much in the lead, if not very close to. So that's unfortunate they didn't get it, but his farming speed is very good. And if he can continue this momentum that he's got going, I could see Not Today pulling a huge turnaround, and not huge because they're not that far behind, but you get the picture. Like, probably within the next 15 minutes, we see one team fight go Not Today's way, and then they snowball out of control. But for right now, if Power of Friendship keep up some aggression, keep getting objectives like they have been, maybe go for an early Roche as soon as someone gets either Medallion or whatnot, then they could easily snowball on their own side. So it's still anyone's game right now, and it's going to be a pretty clutch one, I think.
Yeah, it looks like Gyrocopter, I don't know if you mentioned, he has the Helm of the Dominator. He's sitting pretty high on the net worth chart. He is second place just behind the Death Prophet, who's had a really easy time mid. So he's going to make himself useful here in the mid game. We are at 11 minutes in, so it's still pretty early, but I mean, he's already working his little butt off.
Yep. And it's good that Gyrocopter, I like his build. Like, sometimes you can go for the Rocket Max too, which is like you max Rocket Barrage and homing missile max. And it's actually a very powerful laning tool because you can get that high damage stun off to follow up on a support. But it looks like for this game, he recognizes that his main priority is farming it out and making sure that even when the team's fighting constantly, his income is at the max possible it can be. So he's going full farming build, and it's working out right now in their favor. But they've got to keep this one moving. Very nice. So much.
And looks like he's going to be hexed up. Lion, there's the ultimate. One more click will take him down. Goody got a little greedy, but does manage to ward up the Ancients. That's going to be kind of obnoxious if Gyrocopter wants to go in. Gyrocopter wants to go in for that farm. And speaking of Gyro, he's in here deep with the DK, going and stealing the dire jungle. I don't think he's going to get punished for this.
They can't.
That's it's a little bit upsetting here. Kill score is 3-0, and it's starting to look like Power of Friendship are just making more happen in this early game.
Dire's top tower is under
And again,
attack.
I mean, they've got a whole lot of muscle, and they're going to show it. And Not Today are playing this one correct, I think. Like, okay, maybe the Queen of Pain dying there was not the smartest play, but still, they are farming up their cores as best as they possibly can, even losing map control as quick as they are. So it's going to come down to how well Power of Friendship control Not Today's jungle, because that's going to be the most important key point of the next couple of minutes, seeing as though Not Today's towers are all going to be dead probably in the next 10.
Yeah, I mean, losing map control, it's so big here. If this tower goes down, which I doubt it will, I think there's going to be rotations in from Not Today. They've got to contest this one. That's an entire dire jungle open for the Radiant now. We are going to see a double damage Death Prophet heading in. She's angry. Does she have her ult skilled yet? Looks like she does, and it's up, ready to go. Here, we could see an initiation here. Chrono is going to connect on two. Mario getting hit, and now like there's a silence, and the Skywrath Mage ult. Mario's the first one to drop. Skywrath Mage getting the kill, and now call down's going to be used. DDX taking some damage here. He's stunned up. He could fall. Looks like he's going to try to get away. Looks like Phantom takes off the Gyrocopter. There's going to be a TP out from the Dragonite. They don't have the damage. He survives. Darkseer going to be the lone Radiant survivor here, but nah, he's going down as well. So it looks like Lion running for his life back to base. And Well, that's going to be a nice hold for NoT today. They keep their tower up, they get 2 kills off of it, or 3 kills off of it, and
Radiant's bottom tower is under
overall
attack.
just a nice net worth swing for them. Taking a look at the global net worth and gold charts. My goodness, that was a sharp fall. Just look at that XP. There's some levels going the way of NoT today. 1,500, that is a steep fall.
All it takes is one team fight to go the other way, though it looks like benhaz might drop here in the top. He's got a decent amount of escape, but Snaking is just going to chase him down, maybe try to muscle him with some right clicks. Does he have another doppelganger? 3 seconds, so they're not going to chase him any further. In fact, this doppelmax is quite the build, though. I don't really see any other way to build the Phantom Lancer, so it's good. But in the meantime, I mean, that was a very nice fight for NoT today. I won't get don't get me wrong. I think the Chronosphere may have been a little early. Like, it did enough that they were able to run the fight well, but the Death Prophet wasn't quite in position to get the full exorcism off, or at least the most devastating one off. But as far as it could have been played, they did it really well, and NoT today will pull a couple of kills that they really should not have gotten out of that fight, although it looks like they might lose one DDX.
Now he's gonna time walk away, and now there's more blinks here. The Dire team, they're so slippery. You really have to have more lockdown, and yeah, the Dragon Tail is a nice stun. They've got the Lion. Kinda it.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Alright, another Radiant initiation on this top tower. They want to get it, and it looks like they will, as there is... Check the Fortify on the Dire. I don't believe there's one up, and there we go. It's... Yep, they're just gonna get ahead. Clean tower. Huge map advantage now coming out for Power of Friendship, as all the Radiant towers, except for the mid lane, are still standing, and now they're just gonna go and try to pick off the tier 2s, and that's real big.
Yeah, meanwhile, NoT today. We'll try to park themselves inside of Power of Friendship's jungle, but Ush, he's going to have none of this. Playing the Exterminator right now. Let's see if he can get rid of the bug. Throws it out into benhaz, but has no follow-up and ends up taking a Spirit Lance to the backside. So another key point about Power of Friendship is that aside from the Surge from MJW, they don't really have that much escape. So if NoT today can take a fight, or at least initiate a good fight, well, Power of Friendship can do nothing about it. They can't turn the fight if they have already lost a hero, say the Gyrocopter or the Undying or both, and then the rest of them will just drop one by one. So it's a lot of pressure has to be put on Power of Friendship to only take fights they know they can win and be the one to initiate, or else they've got no way of just, you know, disengaging and trying again.
Speaking of initiate, we've got Pink Panda here. He's got a nice Invis rune going in. Is he going to try to make something happen? He's got the Ion Shell. Dire's got to know something's up. But there's the Chrono here. Faceless Void. Mario in some trouble. Called on being used by the Gyrocopter. Oh, Finger of Death. Punishing Goody so hard. Mario trying to do what he can to live. Does get into the ultimate form. I don't know if he's tanky enough for this one. You're going to see a TP out. benhaz getting stunned up at the last second. But there's going to be a kill on that. Undying getting the kill with the zombies. And Undying still standing. Somehow making it out with such low HP, and now there's going to be Death Prophet TPing home to safety. She'll make it out just fine here, but it's going to be a 1 for 2, and you never want to lose your Queen of Pain or your PL this early.
That should have been a 2 for 2. I have no idea how Mario survived that one. I mean, he was the one that got Chronosphered, first of all. So that Chrono could have been fantastic, but 2 of them were just outside of the edge of it. So he was the only one that got caught in the Chrono. And then they tried focusing him down, got him to something like 10 HP, and then were not able to touch him again from that point on. So Mario lives, and Dragon Knight dying in a kind of awkward way, chasing a Death Prophet through the jungle and getting brought down by Exit.
This initiation could be pretty dirty here. We're going to see everyone go in right now. Scream of pain. Sonic Wave. I'm choking on my own words. And now we're going to see Snaking take some damage here, but Mario's the target. He's finally going to go down. Called out from the Gyrocopter, trying to zone back the Dire heroes, and it looks like they're going to all get away here, but DDX having none of this. Where's his Chrono? Is it off cooldown yet? I don't know.
He just used it, so it's going to be on cooldown for a long time.
It's a not that long cooldown, surprisingly.
130 seconds, that's one of the longer ones.
It goes by pretty fast between team fights, and I'm a little salty I can't go ahead and click check when his cooldowns are.
Oh. Well, I've already clicked on him.
I know, I see.
No, it's the Aghanim Scepter is what makes it that low cooldown spell, and of course he's nowhere close to an Aghanim Scepter, going for the Ladder's Offering, which I guess is one of the more popular items nowadays for Faceless Void, but you can't rely on that Chronosphere being up that often, and Looking at it, it's going to be one of those spells that, yes, they can turn team fights. If they had it there, they probably would have gotten a wipe, but in this specific scenario, they did not because they tried using it on Undying, which didn't quite work out, so it's a little bit of a null factor, though once it's back up, and it is back up again, now I think Not Today will try to take a fight. They've also got Ben Has itching for it, but his items are actually significantly less than where they should be, despite... Oh wait, no, never mind. He's got a Diffusal Blade.
Yeah, I was like, there's something coming to him on the courier. I like the double Iron Talon build by Not Today. They really want to go in, make use of this jungle, make use of all the creeps that they're getting, because they are losing map advantage so fast. They've got to make sure...
I can't tell you how many times I forget that items thing.
It's definitely a thing. I have not forgotten about it. I've seen way too many jungle LCs in the last couple of days that built it up.
Oh, you're one of those salty people. Jungle LCs, love and life, dude.
It just doesn't work.
It rocks. Okay, I don't play it, so I can't really speak about it, but it's the best thing in the world. It's like... How do you lose with it?
Disconnect right now if you feel like it. Either way, we're gonna see Dragonite. He's got the Blink Dagger, so he's ready to go in for an initiation. There is gonna be a 4-man smoke here on the Radiant. Are they gonna go towards the Roche pit? Be a nice early Roche, setting them a nice advantage.
He's got a haste. They want to kill. They definitely need to get a kill with this.
But who do they see right now?
Well, that's the issue. They don't see anyone. They've got no wards scouting out some vision, but they can still get it. They've got the haste rune, and
Ush playing the dangerous game. He's going all the way in. They might dive this tier 2 tower. There they go. Ush going in, using the finger, and that is one dead Queen of Pain. Goody having a tough time so far. Easy to pick off, and I think that's one of the weaknesses of a Queen of Pain that is not playing core. She's easy to kill and hard to get levels.
Exactly, and Ush showing Queen of Pain how it's done by getting levels himself, but also just becoming a monster of a problem for everyone on Not Today. He finds the kill, and even though it might seem a little over aggressive, he just goes all for it. And I mean, when you don't hesitate at all, you just go straight in for it and leave caution to the wind, that's when the big plays come. And of course, sometimes it can be punished, a lot of the times it can be punished, but Ush, he just has a good eye for those kind of things, and he goes for it. So very well played from him, and of course putting the finger on that cooldown, it's never something you need to take lightly, but for a quick kill like that, definitely worth it. Also a tier 2 tower.
Yeah, tier 2 tower, definitely the bigger play there. That opens up the Roche pit, that opens up the secret shop creep camp thing. But interesting split on the XP and the gold. It looks like XP is actually in favor of Not Today, and I think that's just because they've been farming like madmen.
Yep.
And they're gonna go farm up the guy. Roche, this will be the first one of the game, a little bit late timing, and Void throwing caution to the wind, just strolling into the pit, not caring about vision. Radiant seem pretty oblivious to this, and that's going to be a Roche falling. Exorcism is being spent, but well, that doesn't even matter. Aegis go in the way of the PL. That's going to set him up for a real nice mid game if he wants to choose a fight now.
So there's a couple reasons why I'm not sure, like, yeah, point of power of friendship, if they knew that was going on, they would have contested it. But now that they see it's happened, I don't think they're that scared of it. Because it's, first of all, PL's pretty easy to kill, so killing him twice shouldn't be that big of an issue. But also, that put a big ult on cooldown. They no longer have Exorcism, so they can't exactly take a confident fight until that's back up, unless they, you know, get the perfect initiation. They won't even need it, but it's still, it shows that Power of Friendship know this. They're just going to go push in the mid lane, and they're not that scared right now. And Pink Panda, oh boy, a lot of dragons. That's going to bring down that tier 2 pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Not Today, what do you do against this? You're losing desperately needed map advantage because you've got to get in the jungle to farm up your PL and your Void, and I mean, it seems like Power of Friendship, they're just punishing Not Today for their weakness in their draft, which is that they need space. And now there's going to be a Chrono committed onto 2. There's going to be a Sonic Wave used. Snaking is the target of all this damage. He is going to get out alive for now. And now it looks like Tombstone, a Mechanism committed by the Radiant. They're going in. Dragon Tail onto DDX. Cooldown being used. I don't know if this Void can backtrack this one. He is going to leap out. All the damage build on the backlines there, though. Lion, he gets the kill onto Queen of Pain. He's immediately brought down himself, but I mean, that's a nice trade any day of the week, but we might not see the end of this as Surge Darks here gonna run right past the Void, wanting to dodge any further initiation.
Is under attack.
I don't know if that was a worth it play for Ush there. I mean, you can see Not Today got a little bit more out of that one because of it. Ush, when he goes in and kills someone like that far away from his team, he's pretty much the only one that really gets anything for it. Meanwhile, Not Today are all part of that kill on the Lion, so I don't think that was worth it at all for Ush to go in for that kill. Maybe he was like, guys, we can fight, let's go, and blinks in, and then no one's ready to follow up. They all kind of backed off when the Faceless Void leaped away. So I'm not sure if that was the play there. They don't even bring down the tier 2 tower. So all in all, Not Today. I don't know if they played it right because I wasn't sure if they played that at all, but Power of Friendship definitely played it a little wrong there.
Yeah, and I think they might be starting to not tilt out a little bit, but not capitalizing the advantage that they have so far, which is unbelievable map space to farm up anyone they want, and they've got to get ahead. They've got to just keep farming, keep making use of that. Call down on the Gyrocopter used for the last little remnants of these Ancients. That's,
Why
at
not?
least it's a low cooldown spell, I guess.
Yeah, that's a low cooldown spell. I'm still surprised he hasn't put a single point into Rocket. It's one of the best lockdowns in the game because it's got a nice duration, a pretty decent amount of damage. So honestly, I think he'd start at least putting 1 point into it now, but looks like he won't. He'll opt not to do it. Instead, it's going to be, oh, the Chrono! DDX! That's not what you're supposed to do, man.
You missed, buddy. That's, well, I think that's just a very clean, unfortunate trade, and Not Today getting the bad end of that one. They lose a cooldown, and Lion's just fine. He spends gold on a TP, but God, he doesn't care at all.
Yeah, 115 seconds before they've got that back again. And not only that, but that actually ravaged Faceless Void's mana pool. I mean, that's just about half of his mana. It's a little under half of his mana to cast that Chronosphere.
And then he's got to have that time walk to get away if there's anything else going on, so
yep.
He needs to be very careful when he spends this. Oh, Lion, he's in. Something happened, but there's going to be out.
It's creating space.
Just okay, but now tier 3
you can cancel TPs.
We got dragons. Does Dragon have Manta yet? I mean, does he have it up? I know he has the item.
Oh, yeah, no, he does not.
He doesn't.
Those illusions were
it's
the illusion
runes. Okay,
yep.
I thought that was Manta
I
dragons.
think Dragon Knights go Manta style.
I mean, it's he's going BKB, so.
Well, the problem with Dragon Knight Manta style is when you cast Manta, it takes your current form, and Terrorblade, he can transform them into the big Terrorblades because that's how the hero works, but Dragon Knight, after he catches Dragon form, Manta before it, they don't turn into dragons, so you can't make use of that melee cooldown. You have to use the range cooldown if you want Dragon Illusions. It just doesn't seem worth it to me.
Yeah, it is very true. I got confused because I just saw multiple dragons and didn't know what was happening, and now we're going to see a TP back here as Phantom Lancer needs to defend this tier 3. This is too early for Rax down. Even Ben Haz cannot deal with this amazing push by Mega Creeps if they were to lose a Rax at this point.
Yeah, you can't defend Mega Creeps as his team right now. You need at least a Mjolnir on one of your heroes to do it because they've got 0 wave push. I mean, PL's decent, but even he has trouble sometimes because, I mean, his illusions aren't the strongest things right now. He went for the Boots of Travel build. So this smoke from Not Today, they're going to try to contest this Ancient stack that it has been so carefully protected all this time from Power of Friendship, but I'm not quite sure if they'll just be caught or if they'll be able to catch anyone, as it all seems that Power of Friendship have every idea this is going on, and I mean, they saw the Observer Ward get placed too, so there's no freaking way that Power of Friendship are going to get caught by that.
Yeah, so just a nice try for Not Today, but not getting anything out of it. Wasting a little bit of time here. Lion, you are just the most aggressive little buddy I've ever seen. He has been all over this dire jungle. Yeah, Ush is doing an amazing job. Definitely not the typical playstyle of the Lion, and I think that goes back to the fact that this is the first time this guy's played Lion and going in for this stun. Oh, finger catches onto Goody. There's a Hex and Breathe Fire just to boot, but Lion getting a solo kill on a Queen of Pain at 30 minutes in. Not something you typically see, but holy hell, is it working for him.
Oh, he wanted to wait for Pink Panda to come in and get that kill, but unfortunately Pink Panda was taking a long time, and the creeps and the the neutral camp were just about dead, so they couldn't wait any longer. He just goes for it and kills her way too fast. He definitely could have waited maybe Hex and just let him sit in the Hex for a couple of seconds. Actually, no, it's only a level 2 Hex, but still 3 seconds, so he probably could have let her wait, but you don't want to take that kind of risk. So he goes for it, gets the kill, and not today I mean, it's a low cooldown death timer, a low death timer, I guess, so he's not dead for that long, but he's just so weak that he dies to a solo Lion. It's not a good place to be in if you're a Queen of Pain.
Well, here we're going to see some more aggression going in. There's going to be initiation now. Call down, connecting onto Goody. Looks like Snake King not taking any damage at all from that Skywrath ult. Dark Seer is going to be the first to bring down the Queen of Pain. She's the first fatality. And now it's just going to be some nice clean damage here on this top tower. Is there anything that Leo Style is going to do? He doesn't want to commit the ultimate for it just yet. And now they might lose a tier 3 here.
They're waiting for a good chrono, I think, but it's still like Power Friendship are not going to give it to them. They've been careful so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a clean tower. Are they going to go for racks or just kind of back off, have their advantage, and pick it home? And I think that's going to be the play. Snake King going to go TPs down to this bottom tower, trying to clean out the creeps that are pushing in just so they can get all 3 lanes pushing to the desired tier 3s on the Dire side. Not today. This is looking pretty grim. They're trying to do their best to keep up the farming advantage, but it is swooping back in favor of Power of Friendship. And team net worth is just continuing to go up and up and up. 5,000 in favor of Power of Friendship, which isn't huge. It's definitely still recoverable, but I mean, you need those big items out on the PL, on the Death Prophet, on the Queen of Pain, and it's not happening.
Well, someone might die up top here. If they can find Benhaz, they can just go in straight for him and kill him, but she's playing it one careful. They know that everyone else from Not Today is there, so if they were to go in, they'd have to make sure that someone was relatively isolated. They weren't able to find that opening, they back off, but Goody, he reads him like a book, and is able to find him with the Observer Ward. She could be dead here, turns around, might bring down Goody in return, but this is a very, very dead Lion. Looks like he does actually... Okay, no, never mind. He has a bottle to help him out, so Goody will survive. And Ush, I mean, they read that one in this Observer Ward spot up here. Brand new is really helpful.
Yeah, I think that's... Queen of Pain just took one too many kills from that aggressive Lion and started putting herself in his shoes and definitely managed to catch him out. And that's a very important kill here for Not Today. Just getting the pick off, getting something for it. Roche going to be respawning relatively shortly in 45 seconds back, and who do you think is in a better position to go for that? Do Not Today have a shot, and could they even take a 5-on-5 Roche fight if it came down to it?
They have a shot, but no, they cannot take a 5-on-5 unless they all group up for that Chronos here, and even then, I don't think there's enough follow-up damage, because, well, of course, Phantom Lancer cannot hit in the Chronos here, and DDX has no damage to his name, so it's a toss-up, I think, but if a straight-on fight were to break out, I'm pretty sure Power of Friendship could take it. But either team can take a quick Roche if they need to. So it's going to be a pretty contested point here, I think, for the next couple of minutes. But Roche is not up for another 10 or so, and it looks like Power of Friendship are going to have the first eyes on him when he does come.
Yeah, it's let's see what's going to happen here. Is he's going to be up in just a few, and there he is. Big man himself is going to be scattered up by this cute little range creep. I love when they dominate the range creeps. It makes them feel so useful. Yeah, looks like Dire. They're going to spot it out too, though. Death Prophet's in the pit. She sees that Radiant know, and now Radiant's going to ping it out. I don't know if they go in for this. Do they just...
No.
I feel like you can't let Dire have it, though.
They're not going to let Dire have it. Maybe they... Actually, you know what? They probably can. Because what's going to happen is they're going to go after Roche. But look at what the Power of Friendship are doing. Immediately they say, guys, there's a naked Rax up top. If they go for the Roche, they've got to fully commit on it, and we just go and take out their Rax. But I don't think they're expecting... Actually, no, they're perfectly expecting this, because the Exorcism was used to get the Roche on. It's going to be down very soon. Big ultimates are now going to be on cooldown, and the Chrono whips!
Huge vacuum wall into a call down and out. Looks like this is not going the Radiant's way, although 3 dead on the side of Not Today. This is still going to be a Rax for them. Aegis coming back up. PL, what can you do, man? Benhaz, you're just not big enough. A full set of Rax falls. They're rotating in. Oh, DDX is going to fall. One Breathe Fire finishes the job. This is going to be another tier 3, another set of Rax. This could be GG now. Benhaz going in, trying to do whatever he can. Pink Panda getting kind of low to use that no BKB, but now, I mean, they're just going in. This is objective gaming. Snake King, he's hungry. He wants it. Be a silence in from the Death Prophet. Now Yule's onto the Dragon Knight. Mario, he's a small guy again, trying to do what he can, and oh man, Dragon Knight getting the kill on the Phantom Lancer. That's detrimental. Are they going to go for mega creeps here? They can do it, and this is going to be GG if Ben has can't defend. And now there's going to be double buybacks coming in. Oh, not today. They're up again. Lion might get punished for his aggressive positioning. He's going to get silenced. He's going to get brought down, but that is not worth the trade for 2 sets of racks. My goodness. Mario on the back glance. He should get away safely. He's got a Glimmer Cape if he has to use it.
Under attack.
Yeah, I mean, this Chronosphere is not going to be able to stop. They have nothing to stop the TP unless they get the right click off, which they can't because of the Glimmer Cape. So, yeah, there's no way. Not today. I mean, sorry, Power of Friendship played that so perfectly. We talked about the calls they were making. They knew the Roche was going on, so they just muscled down the racks. But the amount of respect you have to show if you're Power of Friendship to recognize that you got the 2 racks and to see the buybacks, everyone from Not Today coming back, and to disengage when you have that much momentum, it just shows that Power of Friendship, they respect Not Today as a team. They think, yeah, if they were to turn a fight or take a fight right here, they have a chance of outplaying us and, you know, taking the fight, winning the fight. Our cooldowns are down, we're kind of low, but not really. But they didn't want to do it, so they backed off. They left the racks to stand, and amazing display of just self-control. And right now, Power of Friendship, they are in control. They did not lose a single bit of advantage off that fight, except maybe a Roshan Aegis, but at this point, we talked about it. They don't really care about losing an Aegis because who's going to carry it that they worry about?
I mean,
No
looking
one.
at the net worth, that sharp spike in favor of Power of Friendship, that is going to be going towards 14,000 net worth advantage for them, and that's going to be a bunch of big items on their cores, even on their supports, and that's something that Not Today they can't deal with. They need Phantom Lancer to be the bigger boy, and he's not getting there fast enough.
My favorite part about this is the experience hasn't left 3,000 in either favor.
It's so close, just because Not Today, they have a lineup that can just go into the jungle, farm, and take whatever little bit of farm they're given and get a lot of it, but they need to constantly be in the jungle, in the lanes, cleaning up creeps, and I don't see them losing that XP a little bit, but it's the gold is just detrimental at this point. Looking at itemization, the big items are out for the Radiant and not so much for the Dire. Ben Haas, he's got his Diffusal, he's got his Manta, but I mean Leo Styles also, he's got the Octarine core, which is a nice pick for the Death Prophet, but on the side of the Radiant, there's Gyrocopter with a Butterfly, a Satanic, Sanjin Yasha, BKB. He is a madman, and I mean even Darkseer having the completed Greaves and the Blink, that's a good bit of farm, and vacuum walls, they've been on point, except for that one quirky wall up in the top lane when they're trying to take the tier 3. Down here in the bottom, we could have an initiation. Pink Panda, he's got the blink, he's going in. Dragon Tail connects, and now, oh, there's the call down. Death Prophet, you are not a lucky lady now, and that's just gonna be a nice clean death. Mech not doing enough here. Goody getting chunked, but there's gonna be Chrono. Looks like Snake King might get punished for this. He's getting kind of low. He is gonna be silenced up, but there's the BKB. He's going in. He wants blood. There's gonna be another Dragon Tail here onto DDX. He's going down too fast. He leaps away some of the damage now. Snake King's trying to go in, keeping this chase up, and now it's gonna be TP's out from the Dire. They want to live through this, and they are so scared. Only Death Prophet going down. What a failed initiation so far.
Yeah, they tried so hard. I don't think they should have tried chronoing there. You don't want to fight that far away from your base, but they don't really have any towers to fight with anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. It's just, it feels like Not Today have very little to nothing to fight this, and now they're going in without a Chronosphere. DDX will go in and try time dilation, but immediately gets blown up, and yeah, the rest of Not Today follows suit. It's a GG well played. That last fight, more like an atomic bomb that wiped out the likes of Not Today.
Well, this is a best of 2 series, so we're going to go into game 2, but Not Today fallen 1 short already. Hopefully they're not tilted in this game, because they just got completely out-rotated, outplayed, out-pushed, and Power of Friendship looking really, really strong. I had doubts about their draft, but man, they got it online.
Stick around.